LeVert, who is normally a shooting guard, shouldered most of the point guard duties with Brogdon sidelined. And the transition looks seamless, you guys. The 6-year NBA veteran totaled 7 of his season-high 11 assists in the first quarter. Malcolm Brogdon was held out with a sore right Achilles, and two-time All-Star Domantas Sabonis was a late scratch due to a calf injury Thursday night against the Rockets at Cambridge Fieldhouse. Rookie Chris Duarte and Oshae Brissett replaced him in the starting lineup, but it was Caris LeVert and Myles Turner who stepped up big for the Pacers in their absence. And I'm talking Christmas present big. Myles Turner had one of his best games of the season to help the Pacers clinch an early Christmas present with 118-106 win over the Houston Rockets. Caris LeVert had 24 points, scoring 11 of those in the fourth quarter, and he added 8 boards. Back to the star of the night, Myles Turner. Outside of his 40-point performance against the Washington Wizards in October, Turner had his biggest offensive performance of the season. He totaled 17 of his 32 points in the first half and shot 14 of 18 from the field. He also grabbed 10 boards and sent one of Jalen Greens' layups back to the other end of the court. The zone defense for the Indiana Pacers was huge in the fourth quarter. They limited the Rockets to only 12 points. That was 5 of 20 shooting in the final 12 minutes. Now for the other side of the ball, the Houston Rockets. Rookie Jalen Green, who was returning from a left hamstring soreness, totaled just 20 points. And Christian Wood, he also went scoreless in the fourth quarter, but he had a team-high 22 points. Former North Central standout and 2007 Indy Star Mr. Basketball, Eric Gordon, had 15 points, 5 dimes, and 3 steals. Two guys that provided a huge boost to the Pacers offense was Duarte. He scored in double figures and made at least 2 threes for the 4th straight game. He had 18 points, 7 of 15 shooting with 3 threes. Jeremy Lamb tied for the team high with 3 3-pointers and finished with 16 points in 23 minutes off the bench. In nearly all statistical categories, the Indiana Pacers rank in the middle or near the bottom, from both surface level statistics and the advanced ones. There's not a particular strong suit that the blue and gold can rely on to win games, especially in the close ones. Perhaps that's why there's no coincidence that they're the worst performing team in the clutch, going 4 for 13 in such contests. Honestly, the only area where they stand out among the rest of the team is in blocks, which is certainly catapulted by the presence of the league's best shot blockers in Myles Turner, who is once again leading all players in that department. Even the implementation of Rick Carlisle's spread-out offense has not given the Pacers a clear edge. And with the team ranking 17th in attempts and a paltry 27th in accuracy, Indiana has also been much less of a ball movement reliant team, as now they sit 13th in assists per game after finishing 2nd last season. On the defensive side of the ball, the Pacers are also quite stale. Indy does not rank any better than 11th in opponent effective field goal percentage, opponent turnover percentage, and opponent free throws per field goal attempt. They do not quite well in boxing out and securing defensive boards, ranking only 7th. But overall, you guys, despite starting off this campaign strong as a rebounding unit, the Pacers are just 14th in total boards per outing. In recent seasons, where the Pacers managed to squeeze out inspiring regular season runs, they were able to ride a strong defensive identity to stay competitive, you guys, despite their lack of superstar. And you know what? After grasping their potential as a defensive unit in 2017-2018, was a great defensive team. Heck, even last season's team, which was disappointing in every sense of the word, had a resolute identity. While it was obviously forced and ultimately unsuccessful, their run and gun offense and pressuring D highlighted the fact that they had a strong vision as a collective on what kind of team they wanted to be. They had a mantra. With the Indiana Pacers struggling to gain a defensive momentum to turn their season around, the need for building an identity all becomes more important, with big doubts casted on their willingness to truly rebuild, for them to maximize what's left of their core. Finding and owning a strong foundation could be what flips their dull season around. Before we head out, you guys, I have a small little treat for y'all. Here's a trade that could be beneficial to both the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers. Let's get right into it. Now, you guys, it's very clear the Celtics need to do something to their guard rotation. Both Marcus Smart and Dennis Schroeder have been wildly inconsistent throughout the season, and they have been saved thanks to Peyton Pritchard's recent emergence. It seems like that at least Schroeder will be moved at some point this season, considering he's playing on a very cheap 1-year, $5 million deal, but Smart may be on the move too, if Boston can find a team that is willing to take him. And the Pacers have a solution for that, in the form of a player named Caris LeVert. He was caught in the crosshairs of the Brooklyn Nets blockbuster deal for James Harden. and he ended up finding himself with a starting role in Indiana after coming off the bench in Brooklyn. LeVert's first season with the Pacers was derailed when the team's doctors found a small mass on his kidney during his physical. So there's a chance getting traded to Indiana ended up saving his life, you guys. LeVert does carry a bit of an injury history. He missed the start of the current season with a stress fracture in his back. But when he's on the court, he's been one of the best Pacers and most productive players this season. While his numbers are down from last year's season, 16 points per game, 3 dimes, 2.5 boards, much of that can be attributed to Indiana's overall struggles. And LeVert is a talented ball handler who can fill a number of different roles for the Celtics. He's a natural scorer, and he's also proven to be a capable distributor as a Rock as well. He averaged 5.5 assists per game last season, and there's really no reason to think that he can't be productive alongside Jae'Sean Tatum. Tatum and Brown, they've done a great job together. He also takes care of the ball better than Boston's current point guards, only averaging 1.5 turnovers per game. LeVert will be that one-person answer to Boston's guard troubles, and I'm sure Brad Stevens would love that. He may end up being available even if the Pacers somehow turn things around, and the Celtics could get LeVert on the cheap. As a result, preferably Schroeder or Smart, he could slide right into the starting lineup for Boston. He's not the most conventional guard, but LeVert may just be the perfect solution for the Boston Celtics. Now you guys in the comment section, let me know what you think about that trade. Does it work for the Celtics and for the Pacers? Or should we just keep the team intact as it is? I don't know what the Pacers still want to do yet, if they want a complete rebuild or if they just want to move one of their big-time stars. But tomorrow, we'll be back better than ever with some more Indiana Pacers basketball. But until then, you guys already know, I'll save y'all a seat. Peace.